Test. What's up, everybody? My name is Alckemy. Welcome to the channel. Today, you and I are going to be chilling. We're going to be doing some work on the iPad, which... What happened there? Oh. There we go. I was like, what happened? So, I've got this device here that is pretty sick because what it does is... Let me fold this and turn this off. As you can hear, it's taking the input of whatever it is that I'm putting through it, so my voice as of now, and coming up with, well, basically percussion, which is pretty sick. So we're going to be doing something like that from scratch. We'll be making some neuro bass and all that, but basically, if we take a look at this, I'm going to open this up. We've got a lot of stuff going on here, but we've got an envelope follower that is going through a crap ton of processing in order to get some super sick stuff. I think that I'm just going to pull the iPad up here. I thought that I was going to be using this, but I need to readjust that and set it somewhere else right now. But yeah, it's freaking cool. And as you hear me talk through this, if I start to tap the top of the microphone, yeah, so basically I have an infinite percussion generator, which is pretty sick. So with that, let's go ahead and make one from scratch. And you should most likely hear my voice, maybe. Test. Yeah, maybe there's a doubling. So I'm just going to pull this off for now. And we're going to start making this thing from pretty much nothing. I've got some other things on here, some neural bases and stuff. But basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how I do everything here. And then I'm going to take whatever I make from this, you know, or play around or whatever, figure out a way to get this into the Digitakt, which I have a cable for. And I suppose I can like send the samples over and stuff, but yeah, we're kind of playing in this world today, which is kind of cool. How are you guys? How's everything? I don't really think that I need this, but I do need my snacks. I just got home from the gym. I had a pretty good lesson with a good kid. He's trying to get some of his tricks and stuff back, and he's got a competition coming up. But yeah, so let's go ahead and set this to 85 BPM. And the first thing that is that outside? Yeah, it was outside. Holy shit. The first thing that we're going to do is we're actually going to grab a graphic envelope. Wait. Yes. And then we're going to grab an ADSR amp device. Sorry, we need an envelope follower. My bad. And this is kind of the genesis behind how all this stuff works. Because what we can do with this is trigger this to activate the graphic envelope. And there we go. So if we go like this and we set a curve here, that's obviously a shape of some kind of percussion. And then we can change the length to be really short. But something about this that's really interesting is that if I set the trigger here to the phase and I utilize, say, like an external in. Oops. We need audio in, sorry. It doesn't actually work. You see that this isn't being triggered at all. But what's weird is if I move the amount, blah, 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 blah. Maybe. Keep the amount up, maybe. Attack, attack, attack. There it is. Now it's going. So for some reason, in order to get this to work, you have to have some kind of like movement to the amount, which I find to be really odd. So let's grab an amp, and we're going to turn that down. We are going to set this to the graphic envelope and turn this up just about all the way. The next thing that we need is an LFO. And what this is going to be is something that is going to change the amount over time. So if I go like this and I set this to a relatively fast thing here and turn this up, then in theory move this to random, maybe go here, test, test, test. There we go. So it's kind of working. So we want to find an amount here that's going to test, test. Yeah, I don't know what's up with that. I know the audio is doubling because there's audio coming in from the iPad. We're using basically the microphone to create a percussive generator. I'm just going to wait for you to catch up. Alright. Cool? Yeah. So there's a reason why we're doing this. So my voice is activating the envelope follower, and that's creating the trigger. And so we can set it to be shorter if we want to, but basically we need this to move. I guess maybe if we start here and then we turn this up. There we go. Cool. So now that we have that, this is pretty much what we need to create. Hey, Jazz. This is pretty much what we need to create an impulse. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to save this rack. So I'm going to go like this. Go select all. Cut. Then we're going to go into processor rack. Paste, and then you will be hearing myself over here. And what we can call this is we can call this proc maker default. So that way I don't have to make this ever again. So with this percussion maker, now everything that we send through this, frequency shifters, ring mods, all that other stuff, we're basically going to be able to use this to start to create different kinds of percussion. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to fold this, and then I'm going to create another processor rack, because this is going to be everything that we do after. And I'm going to grab a push here and set this to clip. This is basically just a clipper. It works really well. You can also like push it really hard, but before we start utilizing that, we want to start putting stuff in here that's going to create percussion, duh. So let's go to the modal resonator first. Now, if I hit something, congrats, we've already done our job. Now anything after that though, I'm just going to pull this away and I'm going to show you why here in a second, but anything after that we can kind of process and start to use compression and distortion and stuff to shape it into something different. So what we're going to do here is go grab a delay rack. And the reason why, as you can hear, is because we can use this to start to create different stuff that's going to be really cool. So now we'll add our modal resonator. Sorry. Everybody okay? Sorry. Cool. So let's try that again. Test, test. Jesus Christ. Okay. Ow. iPad makes the ears go deaf. Yeah, I'm working at a very low volume, even if you look over here on the right. And I'm trying very hard to make sure that I am not killing anybody. I'm also going to move this up here as well to see if I can make this a little bit bigger. Does OBS allow? Yeah, but it always kills the audio. You already have a limiter because I'm streaming through YouTube. So that's already on there. Like there's a loudness factor that YouTube will be like, nope, and it will distort, but it won't. It'll cut off. Okay, let's try that again. Cool. Now what's cool is I can cycle through this. give myself just a little bit of feedback. Nope. No feedback. All right. So with this now, we actually want to do a lot because there's certain things that if you don't have this little gray thing right here, which you can see that if I tap on this, we can kind of do some cool stuff to where it'll say, hey, where do you want this to route to? But the cool thing is that we can actually utilize this and modulate this by other things. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a morph. And what morph allows you to do is assign this to things that you normally couldn't assign. So you see here that there's this wet thing. That means that we can assign an LFO to it. But on the dry, there's no little like gray square. So we can't, at least initially. But if I go assign and I go like this, well now anytime I move this, you can see that we can utilize this dry. And so by combining that with an LFO, we can set this to sample and hold, maybe perhaps at a relatively slow rate, and then we can set that to the LFO here and turn this down. So now you're going to see that the dry is bouncing around. Now likewise, we can copy this and go LFO, and we're going to set this to the wet now and turn it down. So then we can we don't have to copy this again. We can just go paste as many times as we want to. We can go like this and go length and move that. Well, maybe not that much, but we can move that around. And so now this is being pretty much modulated by all of this. So what's really cool is that we can actually copy this morph. We're going to go paste. And now we're going to assign this to the harmonics here. I'm actually going to move this up all the way. And then I'm going to move this down. Maybe I'll start up rather and do that and go all the way up. So assign. There we go. So now I'm getting the full cycle. So if I start to turn this amount over here on the left, I'm going to move this over to the right. Can you all hear how I'm getting different stuff now? Perhaps. And so now we can just assign this to an LFO. Maybe let's do a completely new one. So we'll go copy, paste. Let's grab this one and set that to go completely down. And now you'll see that that will kind of jump around. And I think what I'm going to do on this one is instead of assign this to LFO1 here, I'm actually going to make them go, as this one goes down, this one goes up. So I'll set that there. And then I'm going to get rid of this. Remove. And let's set this one to LFO yellow as well. So that way it's going to do this. Like whatever opens, this one is going to close. So we'll set that down. And as you can hear, we've already got something that's going to work, which is pretty freaking sick. So with this, there's more that I want to do here, because there's a lot of other options that we have that we can utilize. So for example, What is that LFO that we dropped? I think we dropped LFO magenta. So we can use LFO magenta now to change the pitch over time. Nice. We can also use the positional change. Let's go LFO blue or cyan. Let's move this down, move this up. Now the cool thing is that we can also utilize this with the material and the base. So we essentially have a lot of different options. Hey Michael. That we can pull into this to start making this do all different kinds of stuff. So the next thing would be to probably copy this and paste. And then I think this is fine because from here on I'll just start using these to mess with the things that we can't modulate. So for example the material and then also the base. So if you move this, you'll see that these are going to start to move against each other. And now we can do, I don't know, purple again if we want to. Move that upwards and start that downwards. So now we're just getting a more diverse range of sounds whenever I speak into the mic. Right? And really, once you have this, this is kind of the most important thing. And I would actually argue that you don't even need the modal resonator. It's just nice because, as you can hear, it gives you a starting point. Yeah, it's pretty sick. So, with that, we wouldn't be doing much if this wasn't the Alckemy way. So now that we have something like this, we can start combining it into different stuff and creating some really cool stuff. We're going to do stuff that's going to go into stuff and stuff. So the next phase of this would be to start designing. Yeah, that's fine. Let's start coloring it. So let's grab a comb filter. We want to be very gentle with the feedback, and let's perhaps move it beforehand. But what we can do is start to pull from this stuff and grab something like that. Maybe adjust the cutoff a bit to where we're getting different kinds of sounds. There we go. And then we can also use a regular filter in a bandpass mode to start using this to play up and down with this. So on this point, I'm going to use another LFO. We're going to set this to sample and hold. And I'm going to assign that here. I wish that I knew how much that was, but it's okay. Maybe I can do like 160 and see what comes about from that. We'll get into the compression and stuff here in a bit, but what else can I do to this that would make it sound pretty cool? Oh yeah, duh. Let's go grab a convolution reverb. This is Jack's convolver. There is a convolver on, what's it called? There is a convolver built into Drambo, and maybe we should use that, because I haven't used any. Well, that's not true, I already used push. But it's not that good. You can put something in here. Cowbell. Maybe something metallic. And as you can hear, we kind of have somewhat of a sound like this. But the problem is that it just doesn't really sound so great. So, there's that. So instead, what we're going to do is use the Jax one. we're going to make this really short. We are going to grab this here. We are going to set a filter on here. So where we're cutting out the lows and some of the highs. And then adjust the dry wet here so that way this does not give us a lot of stuff. There we go. Alright, see, that's way too big. Now one thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to increase the gain here coming into this. Hey Antonio, what's up? I'm just doing sound design right now. So we still need to adjust this in a way that's going to not be so much. So maybe if we redo this to closer to the edge here. I wish that supported multi-touch. Can I map this? Oh, you can! Holy shit, that's crazy. This is the only convolution reverb I know that you can do that. Wild. So I'm going to see if I can manipulate this guy over here to be a little bit more aggressive, because I don't think that it's moving fast enough. Test, 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 testy. Because apparently that's doing its job, but this isn't moving fast enough to where yeah, it's so weird. It's like a special... See what I'm saying? Like, I wonder if that's a bug. About to make an internal patch on iOS. I've already done it. But for some reason, this is still... I'm going to make this a little bit longer, and then I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. Or maybe just turn this up all the way. I wish that... The one thing with Drambo is that it doesn't have an undo button. So now we're just trying to find a happy middle ground between getting this to trigger every time, which that's better. There we go. Cool. All right. So now that we have something like that, we can start to get into some other processing, which will make this a little bit easier for us. I'm going to toss an instance of Saturn 2 in here. And we're going to use this multi-band that I have, I think. No. We're going to go clean. And I'm going to set this up to where whatever happens, this is actually going to start hitting and trying to pull the transient out of everything. So we're going to go 1, 2, and probably do this on 3 bands. And now I'm going to add modulation. I'm going to go envelope follower, envelope follower, envelope follower. Transient, band 1. We're going to go here and set that to the level of distortion here. So now, whenever this hits low, as you can hear, it actually creates a bigger transient. And didn't you review Trash 3 with this app? Yeah, the app is called Drambo, I think. The main one, like the host, yeah, it's Drambo. It's freaking, it's incredible. Like, it's basically a pocket bitwig or a pocket phase plant, depending on how far you're willing to go. So with this guy, we're going to use a transient. We're going to go band 3. We're going to go like this, maybe. Bruh. Maybe? What is going on here? There we go. And so we can utilize this to start giving ourselves quite a bit of juice now. So it's still not perfect because whatever the reason with the envelope follower is still kind of wonky. Let me see if I can mess with that a bit. Yeah, sometimes it wants to work. Sometimes it does not. But as you can hear, when it does work, it is doing things. So we're going to grab a channel strip now. This is going to be our glue compression, which is basically just going to make this louder. I'll set that to clip. Turn the threshold down. Turn the makeup up. Set the ratio to 10. And then, is there a... Yeah, okay, so we pulled back off of the dry wet. Yo, Lucas, what's up? If anybody's wondering, I'm running on an M2. Cool. So some other stuff that we can do with this is we can grab a frequency shifter and set the dry wet to 100%. We can set the range to like 2 something, and now we can adjust the amount as well. So we can use another LFO. Like, this is, like I said, it's pretty much a pocket phase plant. You know what I'm saying? It's so cool. Actually, it's a pocket bitwig because you can use third-party VSTs, just like I'm showing you here, to get different kinds of percussion like I'm showing you now. And so with that, this is pretty much all you need in order to create like cool percussion and stuff. We're going to go ahead and take this a step further though. And I'm going to grab a multiband. This is the best OTT I've found. There is also WOOTT. But the reason why I like this one is because you can actually change the distance between the bands, where you can't do that on WOOTT. And I actually don't really like Bliss effects, but this one in particular actually is more than decent. I know, right? Hopefully at some point. I've asked them if they were down, but I said no. So let's basically build an OTT. We're going to start on the high end and turn the high end ratio up, turn the bottom one up, and as you can see, we're starting to create upwards and downwards compression. So let's push that up, push that down a bit. We're going to push the attack up all the way, long release, and that should be more than enough. Sorry. Same thing with the midband. Turn that up, turn that up. Kind of find that adjustment amount. Long attack, long release. Same thing with the low band. Be a little bit less aggressive on that, but be aggressive on there. And then instead of the below attack to 2, we're going to change that to 15. And the soft clip is already on. So we essentially have a working OTT within this that also has sidechain capabilities and all that. Now one thing that we can do as well, sorry, is I'm going to push this down just a little bit more. And that's the one thing that I need to mess with again, is just try to get this to a happy amount to where this is being a little bit more reactive. Because I still don't really understand what's going on with the envelope follower and why this isn't giving me something every single time. So, let's just fuck with this and see if we can find a nice happy ground, or middle ground. Nothing, 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 right? So weird. Nothing, nothing, nothing. Nothing, nothing, nothing. It's like, what is this asking, right? Okay, so now we have something. Let's maybe set that to 100%. All right, so that's the way we do it. Isn't that sick? So this is the kind of stuff that I would utilize to try to get different percussion sounds, of course, but also how do you say, like contenders for like kicks and snares. Because if something sounds like a kick, I can pull that out. If something sounds like a snare, I can pull that out and begin processing it. The biggest issue with iPad right now is that there's no way to really manipulate audio on a timeline and like add effects. So like we still need a really good DAW. Logic Pro sucks for this kind of workflow. It's great if you just want to like load ready-made samples into it and stuff. This can do all the sound design, but as a means of like resampling and all that other stuff, it sucks. We're not done yet though. We're gonna do one more thing. So what I'm going to do is create another processor rack. Sorry. No. Wait. Did I save this? Ring mod? Yeah, I did. I saved a pseudo ring mod. I'm going to... I'm going to move that over here, because you can hear that we're starting to get more sounds now, which is cool. But I think that I'm going to have to move that over to this side. Okay, maybe not. I'm very sorry about that. It needs to go somewhere that's before all that. So maybe before the processor. Actually, maybe into the processor. So I think I put it before the comb filter. Well, that's not supposed to be doing that. So maybe let's try to build one from scratch. Yo, Cyrax, what's up? That was weird. Sorry about that. So let's go layers, mixer. So now you can see that we can start to create layers here with a mixer on it. And we're going to go twice. We're going to turn that one down. We're going to turn this one down as well. I'm going to add noise to this. And now, if I start to turn this up, we should have an indefinite noise generator, as you can hear. And we don't really want that. So we are going to grab an amp. Ew. Hold on. What do I want to do here? Yeah, that's fine. Turn it down. We're going to go all the way over here, and we're going to add in that envelope follower. Oh, it looks like I can't do that. Alright. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this down, make that somewhat percussive. And I'm going to copy this. Wait. I'm going to copy this. Paste it here. So now, there we go. Yeah, there we go. Now that's triggering. That's what I want. But where's the output of this? Oh, here it is. Did that even go into the thing? No, it didn't. Because this should be completely silent. That's weird. Alright, we'll come back to the ring mod. We can always use a third-party effect. So we can do something like... I was hoping to be able to like utilize this to get some kind of like ring mod thing out of this. But it's not working, so... I think I have an FAC thing. Yeah. We can use Bandit on this. And just set this to a single band. I think. Let's do that. Wait, is there a way to turn these bands off? And just use this? Because there's a ring mod on here. Test. 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 Testing. Yeah, that doesn't... Yeah, it's not the same thing. I don't really understand how the ring mods on here work, because they're very different. I will say, like, we're already getting good sounds, so there's that, but there's also another ring mod thing on here as well. Where is it? It is something pro. There it is. Okay, so this is kind of like Infiltrator, I think, if I'm not mistaken. But here we go. Amount. I think with this one you can only have up to 2 effects. Sorry, 4 effects instead of 10. Which is fine, but... Test. Just pull the mix down. And it looks like with this, like, you can't really control... Yeah. So 3 LFOs, harmonics. Yeah, it just doesn't sound the same. It should still be applicable. It's not about the iPad stuff, it's about what I'm actually doing. Phone's on 1% on faceplay type effects. Because you can do this in Ableton and Bitwave. I mean, you don't have to stick around, but I think that's where a lot of people kind of don't really make the connection. Is like, they're like, oh, it's not, it doesn't, I don't have this, so it's not going to apply. But the thing is that, hold on one sec. Hold on one sec. So you send a touch of anything through this. Oops. Yeah, that's kind of the point, right? So if I play this, now if I turn this on, maybe. Where is the noise stopping? Something is still not activating though. think that this needs to be moving at a faster rate. Because I don't really hear it jumping at all. But in any case, this is kind of the connection that we're making here to be able to utilize this to do the same thing. But what I'm doing now is taking this, right? And mind you, this is just one sound that's sustained. But what happens if you throw a drum loop on this? So we take that into account and we bring it back over here. And what am I doing? The exact same thing. So yeah, but this is reacting to the audio instead of the input. And actually, yeah, the thing that I have reacts to audio as well. But this is just something that I can put on my iPad and utilize to create cool sounds. Okay, so what's the next step? Well, sorry. There's a lot of things that we can do here. I'm gonna save this rack because I'm not quite ready to, not quite ready to move on just yet. But go here, move this over this way. We're going to paste this stuff. I'm going to open it back up, make sure that everything is aligned. Everything looks good, I think. Cool. So now I can move this here, go fold, with this guy, fold. Save this as processor rack to stream. And there we go. So now we have, oh, of course, absolutely. I have a lot of music like him. I'm going to turn this off for now. We're going to make something new here in just a second, but oh yeah, that's one of my favorite songs. Well, that's like a staple of his music, right? Is just like the constant switching around and doing new stuff. Thanks, man. Yeah, I've got quite a few tracks like that. I have a collab with G Space that's like that as well, and we're working on wrapping that up. But yeah, so of course, dude, Sarita's a huge inspiration to me. Okay, so next up, let's do some bass. We're gonna go to instrument rack. I'm gonna set up an ADSR. I'm gonna set up a wavetable. I'm gonna delete this. I need a MIDI in. There we go. Yeah, it depends, but it's more so like not even that particular style. To me, it's more so of how do you say, like just the arrangement of it is what I dig. Here we go. So now this is a pseudo FM. It's actually a vocoder, but it's kind of cool because now this is working. Yes, it's working. So check this out. Pretty sick. So if I take this and we go to detune and turn this up to unison. So what we can do now is do the same thing to where we grab some kind of graphic envelope. Basically a multi-stage, if you will. And just kind of make some shape here. Actually, no, I forgot. We're going to go wavetable LFO. And just like the wavetable, just like the wavetable oscillator, what this does is it essentially allows us to switch between positions here. So let's change this to sync and move this back a little bit. And then what we can do is we can assign this mix here to this guy. And then we'll add an LFO and set this to random by going sample and hold, setting that there. And so now you'll see that this will jump around. So okay. Oh, let's try that. So let's go ahead and set this to D sharp. Sorry, and then we'll change this from chromatic to Phrygian. So now I can't. Now I'll actually play something that's kind of in scale. It's pretty fucking sick. We're almost done with this part. So what we want to do now is we're going to go in here and add pitch. And sorry, not pitch. It's pitch bend, maybe? No, pitch here. So with this, we can utilize this to start giving us shapes. And that's really cool because what ends up happening... Oh shit, it's flipping hella hard, sorry. So as you can see here, we can start to utilize this for different kinds of stuff that is going to be kind of sick. So let's grab an LFO. This is going to be set to a beat. Let's go, hell, every 8 beats. And we are going to need some morphs here, I guess, because we can't actually utilize this. Since there's no thing that goes gray, we're going to need a couple of these. So we need to copy, paste, paste. And now we can go 1, 2, 3. We only really want 1 with that, yeah. Sure. Okay. Let's grab another LFO. This one can be kind of crazy, so we're going to go to this one and let that do its thing. But then we want some other LFO tables on here, because what this is going to do is sync this to different patterns that we can utilize, which is pretty cool. So what I mean by that is if we set this to here, then we can utilize this to start moving kind of like so. And now you'll see that the semitone thing on here is kind of going haywire. Although I don't necessarily want that to be that much. There we go. Let's move this over to this side. Copy, paste, position all the way. And now that should be doing different kinds of jumps. Yeah. Okay. Let's copy, no. Let's set this to square. Turn bipolar off. And with this guy, set that here. And go down. So now this is going to be jumping between octaves. We need this to jump around more. because when we start utilizing this, this is set to 1/4. I want this to be a little bit slower. And I want to start from here. I also need to get the wavetable inside of phase plan in the LFO here, because this just jumps around from actual like waveforms that are supposed to be oscillators. They don't really provide a good like shape, if that makes sense. They don't provide good shapes to morph in between. So now what is this controlling? And it looks like this is, yeah, so there's that. So I think what I need to do here is set this to reset value. Is there a way that I can change this into being bipolar? Yes. Why, yes. Yes, I can. Okay, cool. Yeah, like I said, like the problem with this is that it doesn't really do a good job of phasing through, but even still it's serviceable, and you can hear that we've got like some kind of pitch movement. Let me set that to clip. Now, this is going to be our primer for pretty much everything else that we need. Crossfade smooth. Sorry, I was just listening. Where is our other wavetable oscillator? Oh, here we go. So, okay. So with this, we want this to do other stuff as well, I believe. So that way it's not just doing the same thing over and over again. Where's the purple one? This is the purple one. Okay, maybe we don't. Cool. Alrighty, now we got everything that we need to start playing along. So we're gonna go to the neuro, easy neuro. Nope, it's not what I meant to do. Filter neuro? No. I have this rack set up, and I don't know where it is, but it's going to take me like 30 minutes to set up if I don't find it. Let me see where this is. Processor rack preset. Neuro filter. Oh, this is it. Yeah. Okay, so check this out. Bam. So yeah, just by manipulating some of these guys, as we can watch here, we can start to change some of these and adjust the frequencies of this. So there's that one. Move that around. There we go. And basically I've created more filter. So as low as it goes. Yeah, so basically I've created more filter inside of Drambo, which is super sick. Cool. So the next thing that I'm going to do with this is I'm going to create glide. We're pretty much already there. We just need to make it fatter. Cool. So now that we have that, we are going to create a fold here. And we are going to frequency split this via layers crossover. And maybe add some kind of shaper. Yeah, for sure. We're gonna set that to 130, maybe set this to 3000. I'm gonna respond to my girlfriend real quick. There we go. Now the only thing with this though is that I think that I want to adjust this just a bit. This low pass right here. Maybe bring this down and pull this up. Yeah, so you can kind of already hear that we're getting some really nice movement on this already, and that's very nice. Now for some reason this is already kind of tanking out, probably because of how many LFOs I have on the fab filter. So I wonder if I like turn this off, if that's going to back everything up and make it chill out. Very likely. Yeah, so this neuro filter that I have is kind of going in, if you will. But this is the kind of patch that you kind of just don't... Yeah, you don't really want to... how do you say? You don't really want to do anything else with this other than resample it. My favorite distortion? Oh, I don't know. I use so many. Let me see. I use Saturn II, Disk Tube Culture, Analog Heat Plus Effects, Filter Plus from Bitwig, Shaper or Table Shaper from Kilohertz. I use a lot of clipping, so that also counts as saturation. Yeah, there's a lot. So I'm going to pull off of this for a sec because I want to listen to what this sounds like without anything else going on. There we go. You hear that? You hear that fucking crazy sound? Sick. So what I need to do now, I really hope that Pro Q4 has a thing to where I can move all the bands at once. Because I'm not going to lie, this is not the most fun thing to set up. Which, it'd probably be more efficient to just use Saturn II, or sorry, Volcano 3, and have like 2 instances of it, but... yeah. Hold on one sec. So there's that. But let's go ahead and add a chorus. I guess the Blias chorus is okay. Probably a while. My mental health is alright, bro. How about yours? That's fucking wild. Alright, so we're going to pull back off of this just a bit, and then we're going to try to even this out with a notch filter. Let's go ahead and set an LFO up. Oh shit. We might have another remix competition coming up. So I'm going to set this to a random sine and just kind of let it do its thing. But I can utilize this notch, turn down the resonance here. And so that way it'll help cut through some of that as well. On the high end, we can add in some fuzz. Fur generator. Fuzzy polyart. Shaper. Shadper. Shacked. clip, fold hard, fold soft. Maybe saturation 3, perhaps? Just a touch of that. What's up, bro? How do I afford so much gear? This is my job. I've been producing for over 10 years. Nuts. Also, I don't actually have that much gear. I've got a little bit, but I don't have that much. And yeah, I wouldn't say like, I don't know. Is there an envelope follower on this? I don't think there is. That's okay. Let's move this over here. And what I'm going to do is grab an envelope follower. Follower. And we're going to set that to... We need to map the mix here, the dry wet. Map that to this. Full amount. Pull that down. Let me pull this up a bit. So maybe set the decay to like 200. Dope. Let's grab a filter. LFO. I will also say business expenses are somewhat helpful. I give my left one for an NPC Live. I've had an NPC Live. I like the Electron boxes better, believe it or not. Or an iPad, to be honest. The iPad is what you want. The iPad is what everybody wanted an NPC Live to be. That's the thing. It depends. If you're working with MIDI, then maybe a Digitakt. If you're working with samples, then yeah, Digitakt. That's what this is here. But honestly, like an iPad for like way less expensive as well. You can get an iPad Pro with like 1 billion times more storage, 1 billion times more processing power, way more plugin expansions, like way more shit than an MPC Live. I've had an MPC Live. It's okay. Yeah, you don't get the pads on it, but to be honest with you, most people don't do that shit. You could just get like, you could pay another $100 and just get a separate pad controller and then just plug it into your iPad. What about a MIDI keyboard? Why do you need a MIDI keyboard? Look, I don't have a MIDI keyboard. I've been making music for over a decade and I don't have a MIDI keyboard. Not to say I've never had one, but you don't need one. I guess you could use this, but I don't really like that. Alright, so we're going to start doing a little bit more here as well. And the other thing that I would like to do with this anyways, is we are going to copy this LFO and paste it here. And now we're going to use this to start to mess with the speed of this stuff, because it's kind of slow. I wonder, I'd really like for this stuff to be matched up with the other movement as well, because let me take off the smooth. Okay, that's fair. Then you can just get like a key lab or something, right? Like with an iPad, you can get all the peripherals that you want, so there's an aspect of customization. All right, dope. So now that we have that, let's go ahead and add in our multiband here. Just a bit. Actually, our mids, we probably want to move this down a little bit more. Yeah. I almost feel like in this case it would be better to just use like random modulators, because as you can hear, I have not. How do you build a song, various patterns in Drambo? I don't, to be perfectly honest with you. I only use Drambo as a sound design thing. And what I do is I go record, hit play, that's weird. Hit this. Recordings, save folder to your sample library. Let me save this really quick. So we'll go stream Neurobase. Save this. User. Save. Return. Double check. Yes. Cool. So now what I can do is I can go to the iPad. Files. Done. Done. Today. Share. MacBook Pro. AirDrop received. Come over to this side. And now I've got that sound in my downloads. So that's kind of how I usually work on getting sounds out of the iPad into the DAW or into the next thing. It just kind of works out that way. I can also go, I also have a cable that goes from the iPad out, so we can sample into the Digitakt 2 with this. We can also put up the Digitakt 2 to have USB over audio, which we're going to do here in a second. But yeah, there's tons of options. But yeah, I like to use this to like make drums, or I like to use it to just do different stuff. For example, another really great example would be like, let's grab Scalar 2. Which, if I'm not mistaken, Scalar 2 had just received an update. So, I'm gonna go scales, D sharp, harmonic minor, I don't know, Ionian augmented, pick this one. And set this to like twin. Oh, can I change the waveform? Guess not. So basically, when I find something that has a lot of modulation in it, but you can see like the rapid fireness of this is very quick. Had more stuff. I guess not, but if we start utilizing a delay or a buffer, isn't working the way that I want it to. There we go. So all this stuff that I'm making, no, not at all. I didn't max out anything. Over here on the top right is my CPU right next to the top gauge, which is right here, where this thing is, so right above here. It's just that the buffer is basically like a granular effect. I'm curious. Okay, I can't. So it would be really cool if this had modulation options, but we can't use any of that. So pretty much as a means of creating something that, you know, you can utilize just to do shit like this. But the cool thing is that once you have something like this, you can also send it into the analog heat. Or, you know, there's so many different things that you can send this into. That's just insane. Because now what we do is we can do something like this. I'll turn this down just a little bit. Pretty sick, right? So we can change the chords around for one. We can find like a seventh. We can go into a chord suggester here, find something different. We can start turning stuff off, right? Maybe even back off of that. Let it play. Sorry, we gotta hit this again, which kind of sucks. I wish that there was a way that I could just set this to transport. But the thing is that it doesn't really matter because, you know, we could easily do something like this as well. Swap this out for something like ButterSynth. The reason why I don't use ButterSynth a lot is because it crashes, but it's in actuality, it's like, it is in theory, yeah, it's a serum, but it's a very buggy serum. And so the problem with it is that while it is extremely powerful, some of the interface stuff could be updated for sure, which I don't really like, but yeah, it tends to crash quite a bit. The good news is that this is actually available on your phone, and if you buy it on an iPad and you have an iPhone, then it automatically, you basically have Serum on your iPhone. The other thing that's really important about this is that this actually has a wavetable builder, so I can create something. Oops, I can go pin, right? Move this over. Now on this guy, I can go like so. I go close. Now if I go to the wavetable position, look at that. This is one of the only synths that actually has a wavetable Yeah, one of the only synths that has a wavetable builder, which is freaking awesome. But what's cool is that we can start to create plucks and stuff out of this relatively easily if we hold on to this long press. We can go envelope 2. Let's go envelope 2. Do the same thing, so we'll set this to a decay. Turn this up a bit. Set the detuning to 2. Whoa, some cool routing options. I think I usually use Nambu for FM stuff, which is usually pretty cool, but so this has a bunch of stuff on it as well, so tons of effects. So OTT, distortion, phaser, verbity, whatever that is. Yeah, what is that? Whatever, it sounds cool. Pitch delay. How fucking sick is that? Are you talking about Synthmaster 1? I don't like it. Yeah, I'm not a fan of Synthmaster 1. Synthmaster 2 seems interesting, but I wasn't sure if you can make your own wavetable or not. And I just don't, the interface of it is just so many menus, it just doesn't look fun to use. But if we go here, so that's pretty cool. So we can back off of this for a bit and try to find something that actually just sounds nice. And generally speaking, what I like to do is just use scalar or something and start to try to find interesting harmonies and things with, you know. So if I go to settings, and then I think there's an initialize on here somewhere. No. Font, chord items, perform mode. Tempo. Trying to see if I hit play, if that'll actually match up with it, so that way I don't have to keep doing that and going back into the thing. Blink effect, play chords on change, circle of fifths preview. So I thought there was a thing here anyways that says initialize, humanize. Alright. So, anyway. No, so that does not do that. I'm sure there's a way to do it, but I don't know. Why is this the sequence of this so high? Jesus. Alright, so we want to turn that latch off. New. Sounds very Castlevania-like. It's mid, but it's free. This is crazy though. Being able to have VST3 on your phone is nuts. It's not VST3. It's AUV3. So you can't have like anything. But to be honest with you, even without all of the third-party effects, Drambo is like 90% of what you need. At least as a means of sound design, it does so much. And the cool thing is, like, there's so many things about Drambo in general. Sorry, so many things about the App Store on iPad that just like keeps getting bigger. So, if you look at my generators from an audio unit, Axon 3, Buttersynth, Drum Computer, Egoist, Drum Kit, Granular Samplers, Koala Sampler, Nambu, Scalar, Sunbox, Twin 3. If we look at the different AU things that I have from processors, Altispace, Push, which is a clipper, Autoless, Chorus, Delay, Granulizer, Multiband Compressor, Phase Mutant, Channel Stirret, Crystalline, Delay M, Dual VCF, Bandit, Transient, Filter Station, Flux Processor, Flux, Magic Stuff, MIDI guitar. Yeah, so just kind of taking all this stuff into account. Like, there's a lot of plugins available. They're not VSTs, but they are like the iPad equivalent to them, which is really cool. Yeah, it's kind of the goal, right? Is to just throw a bunch of shit at it and see what it starts doing. So, anyway, that's my iPad spiel. Let's go ahead and get some of this stuff into the Digitakt and have some fun. So we're going to switch over now to Unpluggy. And I'm going to go to Scene. Hello. I don't know, maybe it might make more sense to be here, perhaps? You can look at my snacks. Check out my snacks, guys. This is a sweater. So what we want to do on this is jungle beat time. Go cancel. Add file settings audio Digitakt 2. Should be back in mono. Sorry, yeah. My voice should have should think we're good. Test test. Cool. So, unfortunately the screen of this is so fucking small that low pass the bass in my voice when I'm talking to you. So let's go ahead and start with a brand new kit. Sitting over to this. go project, load project, new project, new, yes. I meant mono your sub frequency. Oh, I mono everything because if I don't, then what ends up happening? Yeah, if I don't mono my sub, then what ends up happening? Or sorry, if I don't mono my mic, it ends up coming out of one side, which is really annoying. So I think I just gotta wait for this. Maybe not. Drive. Incoming. Where's all my samples? Wait, what? Oh, okay. I was like, huh? So it looks like this doesn't actually... Thank you. It's taken quite a while to get together. But yeah, this isn't... This isn't actually playing anything. Again, it's not playing anything. So I wonder if that just has to do with a couple of things here. One, it doesn't look like that's doing anything, but two, it's so strange. Alright, well. See if I have any other claps in here. Symbol. Nope. See if I can get another sample in here. I was trying to see if maybe it just takes a while to upload. But I guess not. Alright, well, let's get some basses in here. And I guess what I'll need to do is let's set that to pattern B, or let's set that to B. Go yes. Cool. Would be nice if that worked. I guess it just doesn't work over audio over USB or something, which sucks. Hello? Hey, babe. So basically, it's Taco Bell time. So basically, I'm just uploading this to a different pool, and then we can kind of just pull from this, even though I don't know what this stuff is. Hello? Put your shit down. Oh. The girlfriend just came home, and...
I love you.
Hi, baby. Love you too.
So smexy. Smart, sexy. Got that smart, sexy. Oh.
You caught me because I took a shower before, or right when I got home.
Oh, good. So I can...
What?
How close are we to the Taco Bell?
What do you mean? You're saying when am I done?
What? No. I can wait. I can snack on the cheesecake in the fridge.
I already ate the cheesecake, baby. Little does she know the cheesecake is done. I'm also going to try to scoot in a little bit so that way maybe, yeah, there we go. Oh, it's not just a picture of my stuff, if you know what I mean. Cheesecake. All right.
Is the cheesecake done, so?
Yeah, I already ate it, babe.
Why didn't you tell me something?
I did tell you.
You misled me about the cheesecake.
I told you when you were walking away.
You know. This is a case of the stolen cheesecake. Not really. I ate half of it already. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah. Over here making accusations. I like that, but we need a different... That's fucking sick. hello. I'm good, babe. I got a whole, I got a whole thing of chippies. Thank you, though. So everything has 2 filters. Yeah. Wait, what happened? What? So with this, where's the comb filter? Setup. Oh. Hmm. Dude, so many people. Lots of video game music, Flying Lotus, lots of trance, drum and bass, jungle, Street Fighter, Noisia, Seven Lions, Future Prophecies, Fracture. I just had him on the channel like 2 days ago. Oh, is there an indefinite update on this? Okay. Yeah. Yeah. That's cool. I actually updated this. Alright. But yeah, just a lot of people, lots of different influences, lots of stuff. And right now I kind of just fuck around and go with the flow. But that's a crazy ass kick. Didn't I? Yeah. So, I mean, all in all, I know how to use this thing, but I need to like start thinking about building kits and getting the right kinds of samples in here. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start building stuff for that. So like 808s. Hey, Dragon Bitch. Or Dragon Bite. So, getting 808s in here, building that probably within Bitwig. Probably doing stuff on here and making cool things. But yeah, does anybody have any questions about anything? I wanted to kind of just do some different stuff today and have some fun and get this confirmed. I was hoping that, I mean, maybe we can try one more time, but I was hoping that I would be able to listen to the samples on here, because I can do it when I'm not plugged into USB audio. But when I am plugged into USB audio, it doesn't seem to play. So yeah, nothing is happening. Nothing is happening. That really, really suckies. This old school Transformer game has a sick drum and bass rock track for freaking Nintendo DS game. Yeah, man, dude, some DS stuff. Like, so I'm a big fan of the Castlevania games from the DS, and those are some of my favorite songs of just like all time. Like Order of Ecclesia, Portrait of Ruin, and Dawn of Sorrow had some good music, but Order of Ecclesia in particular just had the best fucking music, because it was like half, you know, Bach and half jazz with some other stuff mixed in between. Which is pretty sick. Yeah. Like, I have this video game playlist, which has been a while since I've updated it, but look at the gaming stuff that I have, like, yeah, over 700, well, over 600 songs, about 700, close to. So everything from Majora's Mask to Kingdom Hearts, Metal Gear Solid 2, Donkey Kong Country, Xenoblade 2, Mega Man Battle Network, Sonic Advanced, Sonic Mania, Splatoon, Super Paper Mario, Sonic 3 and Knuckles, Darius Gaiden, Tekken 5, Bloodborne, Super Smash Bros, Metal Gear Solid 5, Bloodborne, Sonic Adventure 2. This is the soundtrack to Link's Awakening Remake. Yo, Future, what's up, bro? Yoshi's Island, Silent Hill 2. Pretty sure this is Jet Set Radio, Super Monkey Ball, Final Fantasy X, Sonic Spinball, Metroid Prime, Sonic 2, Final Fantasy, Donkey Kong Country 2, Metroid Prime again, Chrono Cross, Castlevania Chronicles, Aquatic Mine, Breath of the Wild, Animal Crossing. What else we got here? Metro Remake, Sheik's Theme, Rito Village, Sonic CD, Order of Ecclesia, Castlevania. Oh, Bloodstain. That's got a dope soundtrack. Mega Man X5. Now we're talking. Mario and Luigi Dream Team. Nier Automata. Skyward Sword. Curse of Darkness. Mega Man 8. Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga. Ooh, Pokken Tournament had a sick... Yeah, Pokken Tournament had a sick soundtrack. Angel Island theme. Mega Man X4. Silent Hill. Mega Man Network Transmission. This is one of the best soundtracks ever. It's so good. Such a criminal, like, so criminal that game had too much jank in it for people to enjoy it. It's actually not a bad game. It's just really frustrating. Symphony of the Night. Sonic and the Secret Rings. Final Fantasy X. Elect Man Stage. Dark Beast. Oh, Dark Beast Parl. That's Bloodborne. Sonic Racing. Let's go. Mega Man X6. Sonic Adventure 1. Castlevania Aria of Sorrow. Dude, The Adventures of Batman and Robin. Oh my gosh. This is from Sega Genesis. This has the best fucking soundtrack. It's so good. Dire Docks. Super Mario 64. Let's go. Sonic Spinball. Living in the City. If you don't know this song, look it up right now and go play it. I'm not going to play it because it's going to get a copyright strike, but Terminal Show. So yeah, you can kind of see like Castlevania, Sonic, Mega Man, Zelda, Silent Hill, that kind of stuff is Metroid specific, especially Metroid. Yeah. How's the Digitakt? It's cool. I need to get some actual dedicated samples in it. And then also, like, it's not ready, is what I would say. I think that they released it too early. But I wanted to play with it. Because I haven't done it on stream yet. And it's really cool in the sense that it's relatively flexible with, like... And in theory, I have this whole workflow typed out, actually, that I'm going to try to implement and execute. Let me see if I can find it. So these are keyboard shortcuts for Bitwig. More challenges. First week of July. It's somewhere. Anyway, so basically what we would do is, because this has banks and kits, what I can set up are basically like insane large kits that are like, track 1 is group A. So if we go into our samples here, you can't see that shit, sorry. Well, anyways, yeah, so it's got 8 different groups that you can assign stuff to. And so if you assign a bunch of kicks and snares to group A, you can put that all in track 1, or track 1 and 2 respectively. If you assign music to track B, then you can use that for tracks 3 and 4. If you assign like, I don't know, like effects and stuff to group C, then you can assign that to a couple of tracks. And so basically it's a really like, it's a very streamlined way of organizing your samples, especially because you can have over 1,000 samples in this, to where you're able to create a relatively like dense track, or at least a relatively dense beat. And if you kind of are smart with it, then you can get a really complex thing going with this. But the problem is that it doesn't have, like, the USB over audio is broken, and it doesn't have overbridge yet. And it doesn't have a zero crossing slicer yet. And I don't think that it's ever going to be honest. But needless to say, I think that it is, in its own unique ways, an improvement to the Octatrack. So, just trying to get down with it, spend some time with it, and see what's going on. But, yeah. In any case, I know, it's weird too, because like the overbridge is a closed beta. I'm gonna go back to not my crotch. Hi. I think that's better. Yeah, it's a closed beta. So, hello, not crotchian. Yeah. Because it's a closed beta, it's like you can't even get access to it, so you have to wait till it releases. So it's like, what the hell? Yeah, but I don't think that they're going to release like an actual slicer mode, because then it's going to start competing with the Octatrack 2. So I don't really know what's going to happen on that, but we did some cool stuff. We did some iPad sound design today. I talked about some sound design of like making percussion and stuff on Bitwig. And then we kind of messed around a little bit with the Digitakt 2, and I was kind of just here to hang. I'll be here tomorrow to maybe do something more DAW related. But yeah, I hope that more people catch on to the iPad stuff, because it's pretty freaking cool. On that note, I'm probably going to call it. I want to hang out with Corey. She's been so excited to try this new thing from Taco Bell, which is like a Cheez-It tostada or something. That doesn't sound very good to me, but she's into it, and I'm into what she's into. So we'll do that. But I should be live tomorrow around the same time. I'm going to go to the gym. So around like probably like 4 or 5-ish my time. It's 8 o'clock. So we'll be doing that. Can you schedule a class soon for neuro? Yeah, just send me up on Discord. Enjoy the tostada. I'll let her know. But aside from that, I think I'll see you all tomorrow, and we can continue the party on Discord. Good night, everybody. See you later.